Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. You're on to the Bridge TV show, your compelling link in our changing world. I'm Itoro Columbet. It's my pleasure to be here. And I'm so excited to be joined by a man that means so many different good things to so many different people. He's one that has come to give the journalism profession a face and a name in the murky waters of politics. He's always been here, and he's been doing great things, moving from one newspaper house to the other until he eventually stumbled on some gold. Then he would agree with me and decided to float the community quest. And for a very long time, the community quest kept informing the people of Akwa Ibom State and kept bringing us up to speed with developments in the world around us. He rose to become the chairman of the League of Newspaper Publishers in Akwa Ibom State, and he held on to that position until a bigger opportunity came. Now, when it was time for a brand new set of local government chairman to be elected in Akwa Ibom State, he decided to throw his hat into the ring, and not a few must have dismissed him as one of those jokers. But trust the go-getting spirit that is in him. He fought on, and in a place like Mkpat Enin, the political temperature is always on the rise, and the people are highly enlightened. My guest rose against all odds to become the chairmanship candidate of the People's Democratic Party for the last local government elections, and with that done, it was not difficult for him to coast into the office of chairman, elected chairman, I must emphasize. It is therefore my pleasure to be joined by the executive chairman of Mkpat Enin Local Government Council, a journalist, a politician, an activist, a family man, and a philanthropist. Help me to welcome Honorable Ephraim Akpan. So good to have you, Chair.
Thank you, my brother.
Let me start by congratulating you. I can say this again and again, and I have my very good reasons for doing that. Let me congratulate you on your emergence as the chairman of Mkpat Enin Local Government Council. When you look back, does it sometimes occur to you as if you are dreaming? Does it sometimes, do you sometimes, when you're sleeping, you wake up and it just suddenly dawns on you that this is not the ordinary Ephraim Akpan that we used to know, this is now the chairman of Mkpat Enin? Does it appear to you as if you're dreaming?
Not really, because frankly, I spent the last 3 years preparing to get to this point.
Okay.
And you may recall I was a special advisor on the
Sure, to the government.
To the local government.
To the local government, okay.
And on the day I was sworn in, I told myself I'll be the next chairman of the local government. Wow. And so from that date, I started working towards it, laying my strategies, making my contacts and all that. So every point we got to, even when the battle would be so stiff, I already expected the battle was planned. I had been on my drawing board. Okay. You know, the obstacles were already on my drawing board, and I found solution. So just like saying, here I was supposed to turn right, so I turned right. Here I was supposed to turn left, so I turned left, and I got there. Okay. So I'm not surprised, but then I thank God, because God does all things. Sure. I also thank the ordinary inviting people. When I say ordinary inviting people, I mean the people in the party at the ward level, the down, last line, grassroots people. I had immense support from them. Okay. Of course, my leaders are the point.
All right, I asked that question for many reasons, because you are one of the few journalists, who have stepped into the bigger picture to hold an executive position. So many of these politicians have always thought that the journalist cannot step into the bigger picture. so it's like you're a dreams breaker if you want to.
That's really a fallacy. We report them.
Yeah, sure.
They have guys, they confide in us. We help them out. We shape up their opinion and all that.
We know
so we know what they know, and we also know what they don't know. We have our professional capacities. So we know what they don't know and we know what they know. So it's all very easy. Okay. After we have been assisting them, they tell us these problems, they give us details, we advise most of them over the time. So it's all just like seeing politicians being what they are, they will think they're the greatest thing, but I don't know things that they don't even know.
Yeah, okay. Now, I said it at the we stage, and you quite agree with me that this is a hard-fought, hard-earned victory. Yeah. Not just for you, but for Mkpat Enin people. Now, paint a picture of how it was like, right from when you were traversing the length and breadth of Mkpat Enin, meeting the party people and seeking their consent to be their standard bearer. Tell us how fierce the party was. Tell us how it was.
Well, let me also tell you this. Let me give a background to myself, and I'm sure you understand me. My left hand, when I was a year old, I left Bahrain, grew up in Italy when I was from there to school and to various places. And actually returned to Bahrain for the first time 28 July 2008 as a special advisor, courtesy of the governor. Now when my name was sent there, nobody knew any Ephraim, but my name was posted in Bahrain for more than 2 weeks. They were looking for what is his name. You know, nobody knew me until less than 4 years ago. And 28 July will make it exactly 4 years since I staged my, is it come back or go back? But you see, I had by mind I would be the next chairman when I took that oath of office. And so I drew up my strategy. I expected, I told you earlier, I expected all these battles. You know, I expected all these challenges, but I planned them, laid them all, and I trusted God that it will come to pass. The battle was fierce, yes. I had first primaries, it was cancelled. I was supposed to run a ceremony in Rio Stadium. At the last minute, the deputy governor said, okay, because this is a political leader in our federal constituency. Now said, okay, no, this guy is good. What is the struggle? He won the primaries and putting into another one. What's it for? So we now went to Rio Stadium and had an endorsement. But you know, that finished. There was the next election. And I had an opponent of SCM, who, even though he had no supporters, but when the guy talks, you think that your mind is behind him. You know, I believe people who have lesser minds, they can easily confused. So I had to also draw a plan. On one, how to make sure the election is violent free, nobody's killed, nobody's wounded, we can have it peaceful. Even though on election day there were some incidents of kidnap and all of that, but yeah, thank God that I scaled through it peacefully. It has been tough battle. But you know, after the primaries, I also want to thank my elders in Ephraim because honestly, because I didn't have anything like big name Godfather in Ephraim, my people were the down-line people, but they were all of them. So I could win that primaries 10 times over because I had 80% of the party structure behind me. Not because I was paying anybody or spending anything, but because I convinced them. I drew up my plan, I told you. I came up with a 4-point agenda. I explained it, I spoke about it. A lot of people, everybody knows about it as of today. You know, so they believe it. You know, and two, you know, there's also a shift where people are losing confidence in the other politicians to the extent that maybe not just the fault of theirs, but they are not able to meet the expectations as the populace expect. And so that was to my advantage. I came in as a donor, no godfather. So my godfathers were the women leaders in the party, the assistant secretary, the secretary of the party at the ward level, those kind of human beings. But after the primaries, I thanked my elders, they came in. They took their weight behind me, and that helped me in the general election. You know, it was a wonderful experience, very exciting, several sleepless nights, several disappointments. Like I had a governor I was depending on, but the parents there, and then the guy would even shake my hand. Meanwhile, I met him the night before, he gave me some little cash, but by the following morning, he was not talking to me again. You know?
Well, those are some lessons you've got to learn as a practical player. But when you were traversing the length and breadth of Mkpat Enin campaigning, beyond the fact that in 2008 you had told yourself and you convinced yourself that you were going to be the next chairman of Mkpat Enin, when you went round, there must have been certain things you saw that propelled you to say, hey, God be on my side so I can get into this office and I can fix these things. Paint the picture of Mkpat Enin that you saw when you went round.
In fact, I have gone to over 100 villages, about 18 and gazetted or so, 18 or so. Over 100 villages, some of them are not gazetted. I went through everywhere. You know, I had to walk 10 times. My workload was 10 times out of my opponent because I had no godfather. So I had to meet these guys, their nooks and grannies, at their vigil night, at their burial ceremonies, and all of that. And so the first thing you see, Brian, is a high level of poverty. Again, you see a high level of lack. There are some areas, some villages that have not experienced government projects from the beginning of time, from the days of their forefathers. Like I have a village now that in the next 3 weeks I will put a borehole, they put water for them. That's the fastest thing I can do for them. Because they have never enjoyed government amenity of any form from when that village was established many years ago. Well, generally, you find out there is a lack in the place. You find out too that the health facilities is very poor. Unfortunately, I'm not ashamed to say this, but it's one of those places that people are sick. They'll go to a part-time medicine store and say, you know, they call it the guy who runs the shop, the doctor. So the doctor, where are you going now? Where are you going now? 50, where are you going 100? So it doesn't matter what ailment. And the doctor wants to get his money. So the doctor wants to get his money.
And he will never run short of
stock. He will never run short of stock.
To his friends.
Yeah, he will never run short. So I'm going to, so that is the health department. Then there's also road. We have serious problem of road. I thank the governor. He has put up an asphalt road for us. is good enough, it's a good start, but not sufficient yet. But then also a lot of villages are disjointed. You know, way back, some of those villages were joined by, you know what they call covered bridge. Covered bridge. Okay. There are a lot of small streams running around the place. Some of these are broken down, some places cannot pass. For instance, the way on the road to the, our state party officer, but the way to his house, it's a bridge there, wood, and can only pass. And you look at this thing, the communities are disjointed because of this kind of problems. I noticed that, and again too, there's also the issue of water. Most of our water projects are abandoned, the hand pumps, so many of them, littered everywhere. Because I went to every part of Biden, almost like I went to every family. And so when I take the collective of all these shortcomings, I now drew up a 4-point agenda for the administration, which centers on improvement of health facilities, centers on provision of potable water in all the villages. I'm not going to build water in all the villages. Some villages already have water. Some have water projects that are broken down. Some don't have at all. So the ones that are broken down, I'll fix them. The ones that don't have, I'll now do new one. So on the go, at the end of the day, I expect that every village in Pai will have access to potable water. That's one. Then the health facilities, like we're talking about the doctor mixing stuff, I'm going to create 4 new health facilities. I'm going to put more emphasis on laboratory tests. Because it is important that if you are sick, you even know what is wrong with you. People have died of cold, and they will say they will attend to one spirit or the other. People die of hypertension, and they say attend to one Ebo, Miawa, and all of that. That's bullshit. So what we want to do is that I want to make sure, we have laboratory in any of those places. So at least if doctor has a mixed job for you, let him even know what he's mixing it for. You understand? So I will focus so much on health. And a lot of people die. People die of common things like malaria because at the end they had malaria, they were busy taking hips, and they didn't even know what was wrong exactly. So people must know what is wrong before we talk about treatment. It's important. Even if I achieve that, and make sure anybody person that is sick will know what ailment he has. I was satisfied. Even if I cannot provide drugs, but let me tell you that you have hypertension, so you go see a doctor, get a therapy, advice, and that. Or you have diabetes, so you have something. Not a situation that you don't know, you have typhoid. The doctor is just missing part for you. You don't even know. So that's how I want to go about it.